Okay, you all got me. I'm here and got scared. Don't be. That's me doing crazy and silly things as always. Mm. I had. I've been thirsty, and now I'm not. I sipped kinda a couple of sips of my water that I keep not from far from my right arm, and this water is pretty reachable because I can stretch arm and reach it like without no moment, just at once. And on my home today, I decided to make this short video about not about nothing actually, but maybe about just addictions and reliance, being reliant about on dependent on something, or if you got used to something in your life and you don't have it anymore, it could be pretty uncomfortable. And what I want to say by saying these words and these kind of rambling things as always, what it meant, what I meant was kind of, if you just follow like I've been following for a while, like let's say advanced in English speaking practice, and I've completed that stuff, and now I'm kind of craving for more episodes to come and to more speech to lay into my ears and to sip into me like a water, like whatever, like any fluid that I can absorb and to process and to convert it into my English sounds. And after just completing the mission of ingestion and like we do, like we when we eat food and we digest certain nutrients, and when we convert it into kind of energy that we have inside our bodies. And that I wanted to say by this, that I followed some advanced English speaking practice and I quit it, and I feel bad about that. I'm not overwhelmed about that at all. I'm lacking right now, and I lacked previously, the purest like practice with the harsh, like wild English, whatever it would be, like unknown sounds, unknown phrases, unknown vocabulary words and grammar constructions, and all this stuff spills on me, and I'm just like a fish, wild fish in a huge ocean of English, and I dive there. I explore my terrains, my new territories, and maybe unknown areas, and I dive there. I kind of slightly might be horrified at some points and some places and locations where I don't know particularly how it feels like to be like in the purest and wildest speech of English language. Then they speak like with the harsh accents, and they do that very rapidly without stopping, like, and not caring about my how I grasp that stuff, how I feel like when I'm listening to those sounds. And I like how it goes actually, because the more I immerse myself into the wildest versions of English, the more I'll be able to speak within a moment with the unknown people within certain unknown situations, like locations, whatever it would be in my life. And I'll definitely will be in America someday, and I will be like bathing there within knowing already what's happening right here, right now in the current situation. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be prepared. I promise I will. If I don't die, I will, because everything is in God's hands. And again, that's like something above us, and we are just temporarily here. We all been put here on earth for a certain purpose, and now I know the purpose of my being here. That's my advance, and that's my expansion, my own expansion of my personality, my expanding through the thin size of my personal imagination at the current moment, and the further on I advance through those sides of my personal imagination, what it would be like, what personality I should be like in this life, and within those sides of my personal imagination, I feel kind of like I'm getting through them, through my own sides, and that's when I gonna use my whatever it would be like that I learned recently, and I gonna use that for doing more expansion, getting through my own sides of my personal round sphere of my personal imagination, and I'll be getting through them step by step in my nearest and middle term and distant future, and by getting by those sides, through those sides I should say, I'll be getting more experience about how to learn new things in my life, about how to advance like my English, maybe my Spanish, my Italian, my Korean, my French, my whatever it would be, my next language that I would be learning after completing the, I don't know if I will ever complete my full picture of my durable, wildest version of American English language, not only American but also British one. But I don't know why, but I just want to be more fluent about American kinds of accents and these sounds that they make. And I just like the American version of English language, the version that is told and spoken in US, in different states, in different like parts of US, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying again. And recently, not only recently, but maybe I don't know how many, maybe 5 months ago or 4 months ago, I met a guy. His name is Jack, and I got acquainted because of that nice girl named Oksana. He like introduced us to each other, and I got familiar with the accent that he speaks like. He speaks like a Texas state resident, and that's pretty harsh at some points to my ears to grasp what he says, because he says that stuff very just naturally, not caring too much about what he says, how he says. He just speaks as a Native American, and it's up to me how I would be able to apprehend that stuff that's been said. And okay, I completely agree on that. That's my life, that's my path, that's my way of my life, and I'm gonna walk it through. I'm gonna walk it completely and thoroughly and get the entire picture of the beautiful English language. And while I'm getting there, I'm understanding things more deeply, and subconsciously I'm preparing myself to new achievements, and when they happen, I'm already ready to those achievements, but partly ready, not completely, but partly, let's say, just got at some point that I'm able to understand, I don't know, maybe 90% of the fast rate of speech of Native American, and there I feel myself comfortable. There, and after completing that stage, I'm gonna move further on, and that goes like in circles again and again. I'm reiterating those stages, but nearing with the tiniest and more deep steps. I'm nearing to my goal of wanting to be fluent about English completely, and I'm nearing there. I'm going there without stopping continuously even, and that's my shtick, that's my thing that I have inside me. It just burns inside me, and nobody can quench that fire of mine. And I'll be doing that as soon as as long as I can, and as long as I will live, and I promise I'll never be stopping those practices and those like things that I adore to learn. And if you are just a kind of person that wants to know more about your English, my English, and English language on the whole, and that's when we get a chance to like communicate and liaise in order to make our like adorable English flawless in all the ways. That's then we are gonna just apprehend something new about ourselves, about how we learn, how we move forward, and further on, and all the stuff that goes along these lines. And that's been my recap of today, not recap of today actually, but my unprepared, unscripted thing that I had inside me, and I laid it on you, and I hope that's been kind of not enlightening, not useful, but at least it wasn't so relating to ramblings as I always do, and I kind of try to bring something not just silly but also useful, and maybe even like something more that you want to know about English, about whatever in your life. And that's it for tonight, and just keep doing what you're doing, and follow your own tracks. Have a nice sleep. See you all, guys and girls. Bye.